2, 1, good.
Hello, good morning, St. Lucia, to you in the diaspora, the international community. We're back here in the studios of the Government Information Service National Television Network, and it's going to be another day filled with information for you as we continue focus on the national response to COVID-19. I'm Melissa Joseph. As always, alongside me is Primus Hutchinson, and we are joined this morning by the General Manager for the National Skills Development Center, the NSDC, and she is Ms. Selma St.Prix. Welcome and thank you so much for coming in. I know that for many agencies, establishments, departments, COVID-19 has presented unique challenges.
Oh, yes.
And every sector is trying to rise to the challenge of being able to mitigate at this time. For the NSDC, which is an establishment given, if you will, young persons or St. Lucians on a whole, a sort of second chance in being able to make themselves more marketable in the workforce. So talk to us first about NSDC, the sort of strides that you've made till now, and then we'll talk about all of the COVID-related matters.
Okay. Well, the National Skill Development Center, of course, you know that it is a skills entity. We do training, and we have been, I must say that this is our 20th anniversary year, and in April it will be 20 years of the National Skills Development Center. And we have been training young people as well as people up to the ages of 65 over the years. But we have concentrated on our clients from the ages of 16 to about 35 and 40. Because you know that is the age where a lot of young people are unemployed and need assistance. And a lot of our donors and those who assist, even the government of St. Lucia, encourage us to do the young people, to work with them, to assist them with training. So over the years, we've done thousands and thousands. I can tell you that it's up to about 12 to 13,000 people have been trained through the NSDC in the sector of IT, hospitality, construction, agriculture, and some of the automotive areas. So it's been years. We do counseling, we do career counseling, as well as psychosocial counseling. We have training officers, training agents. We have a lot of our data entry clerks, because you know data is important for your donors as well, so that you could get assistance in what you do. We work together with a lot of other agencies out there, those who do training, as well as those who assist with funding, as well as, of course, our mother, the Ministry of Education. We work with the council as it relates to the certification, the CVQ, Caribbean Vocational Qualifications, and we also have international training and certification. So we do a broad sector of things, and we really want people to know that we out there for them. We are on the internet, Instagram, Facebook. We do have a website that we feed into through Facebook and through Instagram as well. And we have been doing a lot of PR lately so that people could know that we have some new projects on stream in our 20th year. So we really look forward to our training, and we really want people to know that we're still there and we're putting things in place for COVID-19.
And let's talk about some of those measures that you have in place. Once COVID-19 became an absolute threat for us and in this hemisphere, how did the NSDC begin to put itself in order?
Well, a few weeks ago, when we found out that COVID-19 was a threat, we do have a business continuity plan for NSDC. So all threats to the nation, to the NSDC, to other agencies, we put that in gear. It is a business continuity plan where we look at natural disasters and everything that could happen. You know that we have hurricanes every year, so whenever something happens, it goes into gear. This was very different. So as soon as we heard it, we called an emergency meeting, and we sat to find out what it is we must do. So we had to listen to the news, listen to WHO, listen to our Prime Minister, listen to our mother, the Ministry of Education, to see what is it they were putting in place, what is happening, and we came up with some of our own ideas as to how we're going to mitigate against this. And right away, we decided to send staff home, to work from home. So we had to put a lot of the work that we do online, so people would work from home. We already had started putting our training online. We have our orientation and registration online. And so we're also putting our technical vocational skills online and doing it in a simultaneous way. What we are doing is that we have it simulated, so that when you go online, you are able to see like the class is actually happening, because it's hands-on training. And we're in the mode of doing that for our training, all of our skills training. We don't have all of them done yet, but we're working on it. And what we have also put in place is whenever you go to our centers, we have the sign as soon as you walk in, the doors remain open. You have the sign for WHO, what is supposed to be taking place. And we say, wash your hands. As soon as you enter, we have this the spray on the wall where you could hit it with your elbow or your hand and get the spray and clean down, wash down before you come. And we do tell our staff that they have the right to tell someone who seems sick or not well that it's not that they're not welcome, but it would be best that they seek assistance, that we cannot bring them in to cause any
So it would be better
danger.
to perhaps just call.
Yes. So it's better to call. So we have sent out press releases online. We've sent it for Facebook, for Instagram, so that they could know that that's the mode we're at right now. The staff, even for some of our staff who take the bus constantly, we came up with a plan. My sister, she's director of nursing in the States, and so she gave us, she's still here actually, and she gave us the tips that, you know, you put a little Vicks in your nose, you put your if you have a mask or you have a small bandana, you could tie it on the nose, and so, and sit by a window, try to sit by a window and not close to anyone, so that it could mitigate against, you know, I mean, that's just one of the measures to assist them in not getting contaminated. But there's very few who are taking the bus to the NSDC, and we do rotation as well, so that at one given time, there's not too many people in the buildings.
But some would ask, well, why not just close completely? Why does the headquarters need to remain open?
Well, what we're doing is that sometimes there is work that cannot be done at your house. And some of these are some of the things that help to sustain us, actually. And so we do have catering, and so a few people have to be there, but we're taking the measures that the government have said, and it's just delivery for our catering services and takeout as well. So some of us have to be there. And of course, as the leader of the NSDC, the captain always have to go down with its staff. I would have to be there sometimes to oversee what is happening, to check the different centers. And I do have a team, a consortium team, who also assist in taking turns to come, to open, to close. But most of the time it is half days, actually. And of course, we have to ensure that everything that we have, our assets are in place and things are okay. So that's why we have not totally shut down. But if it comes to that, we will, because we're right now putting everything online, so that we're working together to ensure that if it comes to that, we could all go home and work from home and do what it is necessary to keep the business of the government going.
All right. You mentioned, as you just said, putting the work online. How much of a difficulty it is in order for you to be able to really create this adaptation of your practical training now, and having that placed online, on an online format for your clients or students, if you will?
Yes, well, we have a few partners from Canada and also through Martinique who have done it already and who we are working assiduously along with, and they have been giving us advice and assistance, and we have a very able IT team who have done one or two of these things before. So they're working. Of course, it is a challenge because we've never really had it online. So we're doing that. We're also working with the council to find out what can we put on there, what can we not, as it relates to certification. So some of those things right now we're working out. So, but I believe, I'm very optimistic, and with God, that we'll get it done, because we cannot, even in a crisis like this, leave our young people unaided out there doing nothing. We have to put things in place to assist them. So we're working hard to get it right and to put everything in place to ensure that it's done.
Ok, Monsieur, Madame, Colissa, bienvenue à ce programme-là pour que nous puissions continuer à informer la nation à la préparation et ça qui pour faire développement nouveau à ce ça fait maladie COVID-19 et nous savons sur situation qui a changé comme jour par jour. Nous Madame, Monsieur, puis nous croyons que ça cause encore la timide. Ça nous a fait c'est dire directement ça.
Et j'ai dit oui. Ça fait quoi là?
Timide.
Timide pour dire qui qualité de préparation qui nation suppose ça qui NSDC c'est une institution qui a assisté particulièrement les jeunesses, les gros citoyens, mais principalement les jeunesses, pour avoir l'autre chance à la vie, pour développer divers l'État, pour trouver en éducation dans diverses façons, que ça aide pour ça guider la vie, première que là qu'a instruit de diverses façons, mon qu'a apprendre diverses choses. Mais Madame Selma St.Prix qui a grec là dans institution ça là, peut expliquer pour nous qui ça qui est en place vitement pour adresser maladie COVID-19, qui qualité arrangement qui est en place pour faire assurer qui travailler tout le monde bien protégé dans la situation ça là.
Oui, ouais, nous t'ai fait un meeting pour tout le monde venir. Nous tenons emergency pour tout staff NSDC venir en place et nous parler et nous mettre en place training pour yo sous online pour tout le monde aller là. Yo sa registrer orientation sous online. Yo sa kouye nous et demander l'ani Instagram, l'ani website, l'ani Facebook qui yo sa aller et faire registrer et kouye et yo sa vini sous NSDC pour joindre information pour connaître ça yo ni pour faire en NSDC là où vini ou ni pour laver la main ou ni pour nous ni à bagay en place WHO yo ça ouais ça yo ni pour faire là yo vini là laver la main yo et les yo point ça yo ni pour point yo ni pour aller vitement puis nous pas vle yo rester là trop longé pour yo joindre comme contamination.
Right.
Struggling there, but moving. So, nous voulons tout le monde connaître. Nous ni bagay en place pour yo. Yo sa kouye. Et yo sa kouye 454-8091. Yo sa kouye 458-1677. Pour yo connaître qui ça nous ni sur Instagram aussi. Et nous ni un chai projet qui a vini et nous avons mis online pour ces jeunesses là pour tout le monde et nous avons espéré pour tant ça qui a fait nous avons regardé ces news là nous avons fait tout ça nous ni pour faire tout le monde safe ces staff là l'année un chai staff qui en vacation un chay staff qui a kayo ka fait travail yo là online et just a teammate nous qui a travail là qui ka chen bagay là et qui ka fait bagay là OK pour l'autre staff là et yo ka pour tout health and safety WHO dit nous pour point tout ça gouvernement dit nous pour faire nous ka try faire ça pour faire tout le monde safe.
Monsieur Tam, pour nous éclairer à ce situation là, ça c'est Madame Selma St.Prix qui go avec la NSDC qualité arrangement qui est en place pour protéger travail aussi monde qui a la jeune divers événements à faire manière pour protéger quoi maladie COVID-19, c'est ça?
Eh bien, on fait bien tout bonnement là.
Tu vas parler pas toi.
Let me ask you about the your students, because you do have that sort of internship program that's been run, and at this time, for them, I can only imagine the sort of emotional devastation that they're feeling, because normally they would be part of the hotel sector.
That's right.
And so now that we are having that sector really in a shutdown, how are they coping with this? And I know that you say you do have the sort of psychosocial classes happening at NSCC. So what is the sort of emotional and psychological support you're providing to them?
Well, when that happened, we actually had, our level 3 spa beauty therapy, massage therapy going on actually. And they were about to go on their internship. But we had our trainers speak with them. We put things in place so that they could understand that with what's happening out there, they're more at risk going into their hotels to do their internship. So they seemed very okay with waiting to get their jobs done and to get their internship done, to be assessed by the council, to get their certification, and look forward to their licensing through Allied Health. In the meantime, they're upgrading themselves. We told them to read, look online, look at the news, check out what's there and all of that, so that when the time comes, they could still be prepared and ready and current in what they do. So we have spoken to them and they have responded positively. We also had electrical going on in the south as well, and early childhood, and they're doing okay as well. We just want them to know that we're there for them. And if any of them think they need help, they could call us, because we do have counselors on hold and on call, so that their needs could be met as it relates to their training coming up. And some of them coming with certain issues, and we do soft skills and life skills for them. So we're ready and willing and able to speak to them on the phone, online, because we're putting things in place for just that.
Okay. Talk to us about the new programs. You said there are some new programs that are coming on stream, and they too would have to be online offerings.
That's definitely so. Well, we do have some courses coming on stream through the Sky Project, UK Aid, and it's crop production level 2, it's agro processing level 2, bookkeeping level 2, which could be done online. Sales and marketing level 3 could be done online as well. We also have boating coming up and yachting coming up under that project. Boating operations, of course. We're trying to see how we could do simulations, because we have a partner, IGY, partnering with us as well, so that we could see how we could get all of this running simulated. So these are some of the things that we're working on to make sure that it's simulated. Of course, there are some that we would have to wait on, but there are some that are almost ready, and we're working on it to see how we could get them ready. What we would do is that we would put on there what are the courses coming up, what could you do simulated online, so they could see, so they could also call us, so we could tell them exactly what is ready, what will be done. We also have some of the other courses that will be done in the evening, that usually done in the evening time in the north and the south. And in BZ, we have the introduction to nail design, cosmetology, hair design, pastry and bread. Of course, these, some of these will not be done right this minute. The introduction to office admin, and some of these will be done online. So these are easy to do online. For our cookery, of course, this is one of those that we will have to find an innovative way to present it so that they could have that course done. And one of the nice courses that we really wanted to do was auto mechanics, and we were looking at the new version of auto mechanics. You know that now there's a lot of electronics and electrical cars coming out, and sometimes you need to be updated to work on people's cars, or else you break it down if you don't know what it is. And also we were encouraging a lot of women to take that basic course so they could know what to do, because you find that there are some women, no pun intended, that really don't know what to do when their car breaks down and always need someone to assist them. Some men too. So, that course is for everyone, so they could come in and actually get that going. So, we are more equipped and more informed as to what to do with our cars.
Well, yeah, so I will have to see if I can participate in that course so that I don't continuously be the damsel in distress.
I'm just wondering.
Although it works though, it does work, it does work.
Mrs. St.Prix, some have expressed concern. I am not quite sure, perhaps I need to be guided. Accreditation, most of the courses, are they? Because I've heard stories about people, some companies not recognizing some of the certified courses and so on. You want to enlighten us a bit?
Oh, you're talking about the CVQ, the Caribbean Vocational Qualification. Very much accredited. St. Lucia, it was the year of 2013, we were awarded through Cantor. The council was awarded, that CVQ, that they could assess and award the CVQ through the Ministry of Education. Very important. That CVQ at the different levels could take you to any country. Mostly our Caribbean islands more recognizable there, because Jamaica, Trinidad, some of the other countries, Dominica, our OACS islands, all of them do that certification as well. I think it's Grenada and St. Lucia got theirs around the same time.
That's way back.
2013. 2013, that CVQ could take you, it's recognizable. You could work in different islands and different countries with that certification. Also, we have international certification, the IAB bookkeeping. That is an international exam that you take, that is online, and that's one of the courses coming up. And also, we have our IT courses that you do that's internationally certified. So they are very well accredited, and people should know that. And the employers, we have great relationships with our employers, and a lot of them take us seriously because they know what we produce. And when we say someone can do something, they can. There are a few who may not, exhibit some of the skills that they were shown and trained, but we have a lot of equipment that are also at the businesses, because if it has to be hands-on and you have to be assessed, you have to be familiar with what you're working with, and the employers love that because they come in prepared at their level, I must say. But it is very accredited, and they must know that for the Ministry of Education. And there is the council separate who helps in doing the assessing. There's the TVET unit as well, who does a lot of the paperwork, and they'll help them with their portfolios at NSDC as well. Okay. So it is accredited, and they must know that. I think they need to take it more seriously, because we are getting our people qualified and we cannot leave them unemployed, because you know what that means. A lot of crime and a lot of things that they shouldn't be engaging
social
in.
Displacement, indeed.
That's right.
We're coming into our closing moments,
Sure.
but before we wrap up, we do have someone online who just tuned in, and I think this is also necessary to just repeat about the NSDC. And maybe you could give the numbers, as you indicated earlier on, the numbers that have gone through your doors, and the sort of mandates of the NSDC. So if you can go over that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, the mandate of the NSDC is to work together with private and public sector, especially the Ministry of Education that we are under, as a statutory body. We believe that people are to be employable, not just employable at a job, but also entrepreneurship is key. In our soft skills, our employability skills, we ensure that they get that small entrepreneurship training. Everyone must get that small amount through our soft skills called Passport to Success. They have to do that. It's internationally recognized so that you could have the work ethic and the attitude for when you go out there to work in the workforce. We do that first and foremost. We test you to see what level you are at, where you are at, so that we could refer you through the right doors. We give you an action plan for our career counselors so that you could know what to do next and where to go for help. We also, after that, ensure that you get the training necessary to be hands-on so that you could work, and not just the theory when you go there that you're confused and you don't know how to function, but that you could get into the workplace and get to work right away. We have no time to waste these days because employers are looking for workers, hard workers, people who are serious and have work ethic, punctuality, timeliness, time management. You must be positive. I believe also that, with God on our side, because we say that we are a Christian nation, that we are to put God first in everything that we do, even in this COVID-19, and that we are to take it seriously. We notice now that we are a global community more so because of this, unfortunately. But we should have known that we are global. Everything we have to do have to be in international standards and has to be in tandem and united. And that's why we work closely with our governments to ensure, and with our PSs, our ministers, to ensure that we are in sync. We will not have 100% be in sync, but to ensure that we're doing the right things. When you work together, you get a lot done. And at the NSDC, we really believe that you have to take this thing seriously. Take it seriously. Do not disobey and do all kinds of things, because it causes harm and pain to all of us, even your own families. So at the NSDC, we recognize what you need to do, and we have put the necessary things in place so that there is health and safety for you through all of what we do. And we ask you to look online, check Instagram, check Facebook, check our website, so that you could know what we do. We have trained over 12,000 individuals, and they're all over St. Lucia and all over the Caribbean and other countries, and have done so much. When we go out into the public, we meet them. They talk to us and are so grateful, especially for the soft skills and life skills part of it, and the certification that could take them anywhere. So we ask you to pray for us as we're praying for you, and call the numbers and go on the online to see what we have in store.
Let's just give the numbers one more time.
The numbers are 458-1677 for the north and 454-8091
For the South.
for the south.
Wonderful. Thank you very much there. Selma, you hit that nail right there on the head. Because I'm thinking while you were talking that we need to be able to ramp up our skills. And now that we are on a sort of pause, we need to reevaluate, reassess ourselves as individuals. How do we want to see ourselves in the workplace? How do we want to see our self-development? Because when COVID-19 will be over, and it will be over, the world is going to come back with a vengeance. Because if you have all of these economies the world over, everybody is going to adopt an A-game position.
Yes.
And St. Lucia cannot be left behind.
That's correct. And we have in place the greening. We even have a particular project that we were working on with the ministry. It's called SAGE, coming up, where there will be greening involved and all of the things that relate to climate change. So we're actually putting those things in place as well. And there are researchers from different countries who are working together with us as well, so that, our partners, so that we could do it the right way and have it done the right way. So we have a lot of partners and other people coming to ensure that we do it the global and international way.
Oh, wonderful news there. Thank you so much. Selma St.Prix, the General Manager for the National Skills Development Center, the NSDC. We'll take our break. When we come back, we'll just be going over some of the key matters in the news.
What's in the food you're eating? Do you really even know? All the chemicals and hormones used to accelerate their growth. All the artificial flavoring, sweeteners and colors too. We consume and we don't spare a thought for the damage that they'll do. No, think about the children. Think about the children. How will we save them? Chemicals and GMOs are not the solution. Use organic and join.
Excessive agrochemical use, additives and genetically modified foods are harmful to health and the environment. Join the good food revolution. Grow, buy and consume organic. A message from Rise St. Lucia and the Ministry of Sustainable Development with funding from the GEF Small Grants Program, UNDP.
The good food revolution.
Pandemic is wreaking havoc in countries around the world, crashing advanced health systems while overloading others and stretching vital resources thin. As St. Lucia gears up for the war on COVID-19, management, staff of the Victoria Hospital are strategizing for the complete transitioning to the Owen King EU Hospital, and that happens March 25th, Wednesday, today, through to the 27th. Let's hear more from Glenn Simon.
A facelift of the prominent outer staircase and front wall at the new hospital, courtesy Harris Paints, who sponsored the travel text, and Make It Happen Foundation, who absorbed the labor cost, was a clear indication that corporate St. Lucia is all in with the transitioning of the Victoria Hospital to the Owen King EU Hospital. With the global outbreak of COVID-19 threatening the economic, social, health and overall well-being of countries, the government of St. Lucia took a policy decision to accelerate the move to OKEU while reserving the Victoria Hospital as a respiratory hospital. Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Department of Health and Wellness, Jenny Daniel, said the government has dedicated 2020 as the year of health in St. Lucia. This week will be absolutely historic for the health sector and all St. Lucians.
While we do not want to take away from the serious focus of COVID-19, transitioning to a new hospital is a very rare occurrence, and therefore citizens of this country will be part of an historic and special moment in the country's national development. As a resilient people, the Department of Health urges everyone to join in its efforts to make this transition a reality.
Executive Director at the Victoria Hospital, Nancy Francis, outlined that intensive training and preparatory activities continued with all stakeholders, including staff, the St. Lucia Fire Service, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, NEMO, and other government agencies. She called on St. Lucians to play their part in the smooth transitioning of the hospital by first getting their information from only official sources.
Adhere to the directives given by the MOVE team. 3. Adhere to the traffic control measures that will be implemented by the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. 4. The resources of the state will be heavily involved in the transitioning and COVID-19 activities. Therefore, we expect you to discuss within the family how emergency situations will be managed. 5. Persons are advised to take extra care of their health, particularly during the day of the move from Victoria Hospital to OKUH, to avoid or to minimize disruptions in our plans.
Medical Director at the Victoria Hospital, Dr. Alicia Eugene Ford, said to support transitioning efforts, the Catherine's Wellness Center will operate extended hours from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. from March 23rd to 30th, except on March 27th, when hours will be extended to 8 p.m. This is to manage non-emergency cases to facilitate the ramping down of services at the Victoria Hospital.
The Groselet Polyclinic will remain open from 8 a.m. to midnight from Monday, March 23rd, 2020 to Monday, March 30th, 2020, and this will include the weekend. Lab, X-ray and pharmacy services will remain available at the Groselet Polyclinic during this period.
St. Jude Hospital will assist with the management of emergency cases from March 23rd to 29th. For the protection of patients and staff from COVID-19, Dr. Eugene Ford stated that children below age 10 and adults above age 60 should not visit the hospital during this period. Visiting hours will continue from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. However, visiting hours will be curtailed to 1 hour in the evening from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
We are also asking to limit to 2 visitors per patient that is admitted. And we are encouraging persons to wash and sanitize their hands before and after visiting the patients and to continue to observe cough etiquette.
As staff and patients gear up for this historic move from VH to OKEU Hospital, citizens are asked to pray for the move team and the smooth and safe transitioning of all patients to the new facility. Reporting for the Ministry of Health and Wellness, I am Glenn Simon.
Report. Now, the public transportation system that has been of concern, and to ensure that social distancing that is being practiced even on buses, certain protocols have been put in place. We go now to that report for the details on that.
Based on the agreement with the Ministry of Economic Development, Transport and Civil Aviation, the executive of the National Council on Public Transport has agreed to comply with the requirement of only 10 passengers per bus. Minister for Economic Development, Transport and Civil Aviation, Honorable Guy Joseph, made an appeal to bus operators and passengers to follow the guidelines as it affects the overall safety of the entire nation.
So what we have done is limited the use of these buses to 3 persons in the back seat, and each of the other rows of seats in the vehicle would have 2 passengers per row, so that it would help to reduce the close proximity in which people sit and would help us to enforce the social distancing that we require. Now, because some drivers have not been willing to comply, and some passengers themselves have not been complying, maybe it is due to the lack of adequate information. This is coming tonight first as an appeal to the public.
Honorable Guy Joseph explained that the guideline applies to both buses plying the route and buses on the bus stands.
The Minibus Association have also agreed on a rotation basis so that the number of buses on any given route at any time would be specified by the route association. So persons who have been directed to follow the shift system or the rotation system would be required to comply. Upon further discussion with the council and the police, we have made the decision that persons who are found violating these stipulated conditions will find themselves where the route permits would be suspended and the buses may be impounded.
The Minister for Transport urged individuals for the safety of all members of the public to abide by the curfew. From the Government Information Service, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
And
Minister
also
for Economic
lots
Development.
of concerns there by motorists regarding the driver's license renewals and license fees and so forth. The Minister for Transport also made pronouncements on that. We go to that report for details.
Minister for Economic Development, Transport and Civil Aviation, Honorable Guy Joseph, provided an update on the local transportation sector amidst the COVID-19 outbreak. The Department of Transport has suspended all theory and practical exams for driver's licenses. Persons who are currently in possession of a valid learner's permit will not be required to pay an extension fee when operations recommence. Payment of expired vehicle and driver's licenses effective March 1st, 2020 will be waived for a period of 90 days or until the proclamation of normal operations by the government of St. Lucia. Honorable Guy Joseph noted that he has had discussions with the Attorney General and the Minister with responsibility for Home Affairs and National Security to facilitate the measures put in place by the Department of Transport.
We want persons to be able to have access to their vehicles even if they are not able to go and pay the driver's license. But it is very important to note that they must have their vehicle insurance. So we cannot make an exemption for insurance. So whether you are going to contact your insurance company online or whatever arrangements you are going to have to facilitate the payment of your vehicle insurance, that is important. If the police finds you on the road without the requisite insurance, they would have to take the appropriate action. Because while we can waiver the license fees for the next 3 months, we cannot waive the requirements to have your insurance in place for your vehicle.
Honorable Guy Joseph explained that the level of activity at the Department of Transport has been scaled down. However, measures are currently in place to facilitate the registering of imported vehicles.
We cannot guarantee that the next week it will be available, because as the situation changes, we would be updating what is happening on a daily or weekly basis.
The Department of Transport would like to encourage persons who want to register a vehicle to contact the department at 468-6301 or 468-6300 or email transport@govt.lc. From the Government of Information Service, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
Thanks, Anicia, with those reports. Important notice coming from the Pharmaceutical Association of St. Lucia. It is concerned with protecting its members and in turn the public on ways to minimize the spread of COVID-19. They've issued an advisory. People with respiratory conditions are not allowed to come to any general pharmacy, and you are to go to the designated respiratory clinic for assistance if you are developing any problems. No more than 3 clients are allowed for pharmacy services at any one time. So no more than 3 clients allowed for pharmacy services at any one time. Clients should adhere to social distancing rules and keep at least 3 feet apart or 1 meter. Emailed or WhatsApped prescriptions must be signed and stamped and be valid. Emailed or WhatsApped prescription pictures must be of the complete front and back of the prescription. Medicines can only be picked up on presentation of the valid original prescription. For chronic repeat prescriptions, no more than 1 month's supply should be dispensed with a valid prescription. Where a pharmacy provides a drop-off box, please provide the following with each prescription: your contact number, date of birth, address, full name, medicines, and quantities required, not exceeding 1 month. Now on to the Bankers Association of St. Lucia. The association says it shares the concerns over the spread of COVID-19 globally and in the region. In the time since the Honorable Prime Minister Alain Chastain's announcement of a partial scale down of all non-essential economic and social services under the heightened protocol and social distancing regime, the number of COVID-infected persons and associated deaths globally has continued to escalate, while the number of confirmed cases in St. Lucia now stands at 3. On Monday, March 23rd, the government of St. Lucia declared a state of emergency in order to respond more quickly to the pandemic. The Bankers Association of St. Lucia is committed to supporting the Prime Minister's call for persons to stay at home and exercise social distancing. In that regard, the association, with the endorsement of the Prime Minister, the St. Lucia Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, and the St. Lucia Hospitality and Tourism Association, has announced further changes to its operations. Effective Monday, March 30th to Friday, April 3rd, 2020, the following adjustments will be made to the banking services available to the general public. The services offered: the ATM dispensing of cash only. The following transactions will be fully available electronically: wire transactions, online transfers, electronic payroll processing, processing of urgent temporary credit facilities. The services that are not being offered: all in-branch and face-to-face transactions and interactions, night depository services, processing and clearing of checks, and the ATM deposits. Once again, these are not being offered. And the association wishes to emphasize that while it will be closed to the public, it will continue to facilitate customers' banking needs via email, telephone, and online channels to the extent possible. Customers are also encouraged to avail of alternative banking channels such as mobile and online banking and the use of debit and credit cards. So as of Monday, 30th March 2020, the banks will be closed. Primus?
Okay, merci, Lisa. Nous ni un de petits rapports créoles aussi. Premier, nous pouvons faire puis adresse Premier ministre là ici un des jours qui passaient. Côté Premier ministre là, ça c'est honorable Alain Chasney à l'adresse de la nation, ça c'était lundi soir. Faire un grand appel pour cette lycée pour faire bataille contre COVID-19, ça c'est maladie corona. Premier ministre Chasney déclaré que le gouverneur général là tenu pour faire une proclamation qui peut fermer toute opération qui n'est pas nécessaire. Tous les soirs, commencer à 11h, je sais que demain bon matin, c'est tous les soirs, et que ça sera fait pour 2 semaines, depuis 23 mars pour le 5 avril. Le Premier ministre a déclaré qu'il est devenu très important pour de bout avion, porter passagers à cette ici, la même chose des bateaux touristiques, tout ça en effort pour ça contrôler et régler la situation COVID-19. Selon le Premier ministre Chasney, tracassement ça a menacé de façon. Il y a un large économique et il y a un contre COVID-19 en même. Avec cette discipline, ressources les hommes et économique pour gagner bataille ça là par quoi alors c'est ça qui fait le Premier ministre là continue à faire appel pour ça pour payer pour mon ça coopérer à cette liste pour nous faire tout ensemble pour faire bataille contre la maladie ça là. Premier ministre Chasney avoué que cette liste pas ni capacité pour tuer service et assistance médicale pour une grande quantité de peuple si maladie ça la cime parce que la grande quantité l'argent payé Jean Paya, quand il souffre et puis ça doit être très cher, ça fait une situation encore plus brutale. Alors c'est ça qui fait nécessaire pour nous rester hors zone alors pas de prix alors qu'on regarde ça c'est une raison que le gouvernement mettait en bout en opération industrie bateau touristique parce que c'est aussi pas une capacité alors on peut garder des risques là malgré l'industrie est très critique pour cette ici. Mais décision est nécessaire pour faire accord si le Premier ministre. Le Premier ministre Chasney déclare qu'il pays comme la Chine, South Korea, Europe, Japon et Iran, c'est côté risque là très haut et que le gouvernement cette ici placé à sous liste qui cette ici pas qu'à ça quitter mon yo venir en pays cette ici. Situation quarantaine à Rodney Bay c'est l'occasion une situation aussi Premier ministre a parlé de ça côté mon t'es parti t'es qu'à désobéir qui en place. nous avons parlé de ça, le ministre de la Chasse n'a remarqué que ça c'était un grand la peine parce que le gouvernement tenu pour porter plus non cette police, juste SSU pour régler la situation, on a quitté place là, aller, tout à fait comme ça, et ça nous mettait plus pèse à le gouvernement cette ici. Prison Bordelais aussi, ces prisonniers ont été brûlés au matelas avec 4 téléchances échappées. Le ministre a rapporté qui mais ils ont trouvé consolation qui pour les TTB 3 en yo et qu'il y a espoir qui pour les TTB l'autre là aussi si ça va pas fait pour à présent. Pour les là contrat aussi qui les étudiants moun qui était l'autre pays à son business et aussi ça qui était l'autre trouvé assistant médical qui nous pour entrer en quarantaine particulièrement à présent parce que avant le gouvernement te bail tout le monde qui était retourné dans cette ici un pays qui partait dans sorte pays qui était chasse là pour te rester dans chambre en caillou même pour 2 semaines pour s'en contact puis l'autre monde dehors mais il pas sur avec ça là et que tu arrivé tout partout so alors ça là ça pour le gouvernement pour prendre décision pour faire tout le monde automatiquement contre cette ici on est pour entrer en quarantaine pour nous là dit que il y a 107 lycéens j'ai entré en pays et le gouvernement a trouvé 3 hôtels encore en plus pour ça chaîne ça fait pour observer affaire comme ça. En plus bonne nouvelle toujours si le premier ministre Chasney pays Cuba j'ai envoyé un centre de technos pour aider cette ici le gouvernement Cayman Islands qui a servi avion pour servir comme transportation c'est personnel médical de Cuba pour voyager en cette ici. Le Premier ministre Chasney déclaré qu'il passe à trouver assez mots paroles pour remercier le gouvernement Cuba en assistance pour cette ici. Le Premier ministre a aussi annoncé qu'il y a jeune et puis même cabinet le vendredi qui a venu pour discuter et trouver d'ailleurs un agrément qui est meilleure façon pour aider la situation économique monde qui j'ai travailler en résultat COVID-19 et qui a trouvé travailler à ça plus vite que possible pour trouver un soulagement pour tous ces gens qui rappellent travailler en résultat des situations ça là. Dans l'autre rapport, chauffeur l'auto qui a trouvé un soulagement aussi un effort gouvernement pour essayer de balancer la situation maladie COVID-19. Durant adresse Premier ministre honorable Ellen Chasney pour nation concernant le développement nouveau de maladies corona, ministre là qui a une responsabilité pour le développement économique en affaires transportation. Affaire transportation, excusez-moi, honorable Guy Joseph fait annoncement ça là côté chauffeur qui peut encore payer l'essence sans payer pour les 3 mois toujours. Les autorités qui fait savent qui joue pour entrer en bureau de division pour faire paiement ça là. Honorable ministre de transportation aussi qui a fait les chauffeurs savent que si l'essence l'auto te bout mois qui passé il aussi qui a trouvé un soulagement en même façon pour les plus grands, particulièrement les plus grands citoyens qui a conduit l'auto. En outre, ça pour dire ça.
C'est grand monde qui tenu pour VI passant test pour licence nous suspend ça pour à présent et c'est monde qui a navigué à bord transport public. C'est 10 monde à sous chaque bus. Si on y depuis 2 monde à sous chaque site là exit derrière 3 monde pas battre bus ça respecter l'autre bus là qui ka venir nous commander tout le monde en Saint-Lucie pour coopérer avec gouvernement coopérer avec ces moun loi ces police là nos docteur avec moun en bureau santé à nous travailler ensemble avec ces moun ça à nous pas faire travail au pliwet parce que yo jaka fait un gros sacrifice ban nous en pays but an met tête nous ensemble an travail ensemble avec yo et nous tout kay sa gain la victoire over malade ça et Saint-Lucie kay sa vie à sous pied encore.
Le ministre des Affaires, Transportation et Développement économique, honorable Guy Joseph, qui a adressé la nation ensemble avec le Premier ministre, honorable Ellen Chasney, concernant le développement nouveau pour régler et ménager la situation COVID-19 et bien maladie corona cette ici. Et c'est concernant notre programme aujourd'hui, nous remercions tout le monde à ce rapport nous porter aujourd'hui là, à ce rapport spécial concernant personal COVID-19. We also wish to invite you to join us at 12 noon, where the Minister for National Security, that's Senator Homangol Francis, will be here with the Prime Minister's press secretary to tell us a little bit more about the response to COVID-19. So we ask you to join us then. That is where we come to the end of our program. We thank you for viewing, and we invite you to join us again, as I said, at 12 noon for a live broadcast with the Prime Minister's Secretary and the National Security Minister. We'll be on tomorrow again for more information and for more information on our response to COVID-19. I'm Primus Hutchinson, thanking you so much, and do remember to join us at 12 noon for another live broadcast.
Wash your hands. Wash them before
eating or handling food or caring for infants, sick or elderly people.
Wash your hands.